Yo, what's up guys? I had this trade live. I'm gonna play the ending of it at the end of the video, but I was blasting music and my girlfriend was playing like Love Island in the back, so um I really can't play the live clips, so I'm just gonna go over the analysis of the trade and I'll play some parts of the trade. And alright, so in Google we entered quite a long downtrend for a couple days and stuff now. Let me see how many days this downtrend. You can see how many days this has been a downtrend ever since we broke this line right here. Right here we've been in a downtrend. Um, yeah. And what we are headed to right now is if you go on a weekly time frame, we're just doing a little bit technical analysis on Google and this trade setup that was fire. If you look on Google, we reacted off of this weekly, right? This weekly fair value gap right here already. But if you watch all my other videos, like I say all the time, price tends to go to the the first fair value gap that got formed. It just does. I don't know why. It just tends to respect it more. So this right here would be our second fair value gap on the weekly time frame, right? I got all these lines drawn. We'll talk about them in a second. And what I was looking for is we seen and identified that we are in a downtrend for quite a while now, and we're forming lower highs and lower lows, right? And on the daily, I identified that. Let me delete this weekly that we're in right here so we can get a better view. On the daily, so we entered this downtrend and we forming for value gaps, bearish for value gaps, right? This is the second one that got formed. We reacted off of this one, but like I said, price tends to react more off of the first one that got formed more than the second one. So this is the first one that got formed, right? So we had hit this, right? And then we had consolidated in this first one, which is not the best. You want to see if her value gap get hit and then the immediate candle it's on. You want to see it go down, or you just want to have your stop loss above it type shit. And so what we've seen is a consolidation, right? Then after this consolidation, we've seen price go down, and we are looking for on lower time frames. Let me delete these boxes for y'all real quick. I'm going to show y'all how it reacted off of that in a minute. So we're on a lower time frame, and what we are looking for is we identify that we're in a downtrend, so we're looking for lower highs and lower lows. So we see a move down from here. So this right here, this pink candle right here would act as our lower high, right? And what we've seen is price go all the way down here. It created a 3 touch point trend line, 4 touch point trend line, if you want to say that. And we see price go up, up, up. We're seeing it leave fair value gaps behind. This is the first fair value gap right here. But we're still in a downtrend on the hour time frame and on the 4 hour time frame and the daily time frame. After it forming this 3 touch point trend line, we see price move up and it's leaving fair value gaps behind, right? Like so. This is the first one. This is the first fair value gap, and then the second one gets formed right here. I'm gonna let y'all know why it didn't go down in the second one in a second. But so the second one gets formed, and we see that we're moving up, right? And then this is our lower high on the hour time frame. On the hour time frame, we broke it perfectly. We see it close above this line right here. So on the hour time frame, we have entered an uptrend. But on the 4 hour time frame, we are still in a downtrend right here. Right here. I'll talk about that later because I'm gonna mention how price reacted off of that in a second. So so immediately after you broke it, what we are looking for also is, like, if you watch my other videos, we're looking for high time frame fair value gaps. But if we can see low time frame fair value gaps and high time frame fair value gaps, then that's better setup. So what we're looking for after this break on a 15-minute time frame, we see that we had this break right here, and then we formed this first fair value gap right here. This first fair value gap right here. We seen it come, we seen it break, and then we seen it shoot automatically up here. But like I said, price tends to react more off of the first one, right? So on the 15-minute time frame, we seen a break, and on top of that break, we're leaving 15-minute for value gap behind. We seen it react off of it, right? We seen it react off of it, down, it wicks below it, close above it, and then we boom, we shot all the way up here. But we are looking for what is a, like I just said, a plus setup is a low time frame for value gap and a high time frame for value gap. So what we seen is a break on the hourly, and immediately after we seen it form this value gap, and then this would be our first value gap. Like I said, it tends to react more off of the first value gap than the second one. So we had an hour for value gap. I mean, we had a 15-minute for value gap inside an hour for value gap. We seen it, seen it react off it, and we seen it immediately shoot up. But why is it moving up, you ask? If you go on a weekly time frame, we seen, let me delete this big box for y'all guys so y'all can see. We see on the weekly time frame, we created a weekly fair value gap. This is why price is moving up, because it wants to come to this magnet zone. These gaps act as magnet zones. And on the daily time frame, we see that there is a low time frame for value gap inside a high time for value gap. So that's even better. Even better. That's good. And what we are looking for also is, I didn't enter off of this one right here, this for value gap and this break right here, because if you go on the 4-hour time frame, this zone right here, we still have yet to inverse this 4-hour for value gap that we had reacted on. Let me draw y'all this line for y'all guys. Let me draw the box for y'all guys first so y'all can actually know. A fair value gap starts with, it can form with 3 candles. This first candles, you start at the bottom wicks, right? Let me get it. You start at the bottom wicks, and then you draw it to the third candle's top wicks, right? So you're drawing it from here to here. You seeing this 4-hour fair value gap? It's still in play. So I don't want to enter a trade because this acts as support, right? But immediately after, let me delete this since y'all already know it. Let me just draw the line for y'all guys. So on this candle right here, on the 4-hour time frame, we've seen that we had a break. It's not a crazy break, but it's a break. So since it's not a crazy break, we are not entering right off the break. A break of structure, we need a pullback to a fair value gap so we can have a stop loss real close. Because if we enter right here, right, our stop loss would have to be on the whole other side of this fair value gap, right? Because you're you're betting on this break, and you're betting it for it not to return back to this line, so you'd have to have your stop loss all the way down here. Instead, you wait for a break and you go on a lower time frame. You see fair value gaps get formed right here. Hold on, let me delete these since we already talked about this real quick. Let me not delete this since we've seen a reaction. But immediately after, we've seen a break, and then we've seen hourly for value gap get formed. It's not huge, it's not massive, but it's still an hour for value gap. And this is where I entered my, this is where I entered my trade. I entered it off for the break of the 4-hour, right? This 4-hour, and then I waited for a pullback to the hour for value gap, and boom, after they hit this hour for value gap, you know, United States closed that deal with Iran. So you know the markets have to go up, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So we saw, boom, it come up to this weekly. And what I did is, I saw that we were consolidating. We wanted to get to this daily. I wanted to get to this daily so bad, but I realized that, man, this shit is just like an extra just fucking $40. So I'm just not gonna just, it's too much. It's not hitting it right away. It's consolidating up here. I don't want it to get topped. And on top of that, it just hit this weekly for value gap. and we have yet to hit this weekly fair value gap down here that acts as a magnet zone. So this zone right here, if y'all are in this video for technical analysis, this zone right here, this daily and this weekly fair value gap is very, very crucial. If we can see a break and it inverses fair value gap, then we can target all-time highs. But if we can see a reaction off of this daily and weekly, we're gonna come down to this 331 mark, and this is where I'm gonna pick up some shares. I'm gonna try to trade it, but I'm 19. Google is in my Roth IRA. I'm gonna make a portfolio update video. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna be so lit. That video is gonna be so dope, bro. Cause my last investment video was it's only a $16,000 portfolio, and y'all are gonna see how much money I have accumulated in the past 3 months. Y'all are gonna fucking lose y'all's mind. But yeah, this trade was pretty solid, and yep, but yeah, this trade was pretty solid. Good technical analysis. I hope y'all learned. But I want to talk about why also wicks right here instead of hitting it automatically. We see on the daily we have a big downtrend, like we said, and we're forming lower highs and lower lows. So on a daily, we broke into an uptrend on the hourly. We broke in the uptrend right here on the 4 hourly, right here on the 4 hourly right here. This acts as an uptrend. And also we saw on that break of that candle, on the 4 hour time frame right here. Let me draw that line on the 4 hour time frame. We saw this break and it shot all the way up, and the reason it stopped right here is because this 4 hour lower high is if we break this zone right here, that means we break into an uptrend on the 4 hour time frame. But on the daily time frame, the reason we stopped right here also is because this is a lower high in the daily, and we have yet to break in an uptrend on the daily. So if we can break in this uptrend on this daily, if we can close above this on a daily candle, that can be also good. A break in the close below this line, above this line, would be actually good for Google investors, and we can see price maybe go to all-time highs, maybe just stop at the 393 mark. But yeah, it was a good trade, good setup. Appreciate y'all guys for watching, and I'll see y'all guys in the next one.